You've tuned in to the Top 10 Gardener with garden expert Ken Lain. Join him daily as he answers timely garden questions that are sure to make a difference in your gardens. Now, welcome your host, Ken Lain.
So I did a little cleanup in my office, and boy, I had some insects in here that I didn't know were living in here. Some spiders, fungus, gnats. And so what's happened is the bugs, they're cold. And so they've kind of come indoors. If there's any gap anywhere, they're coming in going, it's warm enough. I'm camping out in here. So in the windowsills and that kind of stuff. So how do you deal with insects without using a bunch of chemicals indoors? Some of our homes are they're so efficient. They're like fresh air just circulates. It doesn't have fresh air. It just circulates inside round and round. And so you really want to be careful what you're using and how you're using bug killers inside the house. And so a couple of things I tend to think about. So spiders are easy. Take the vacuum them up, and they're gone. Second they hit that vacuum, life sucked right out of them. And then I get rid of the webs and everything else. So they're pretty easy, although one was crawling across the floor. I'm going, what am I doing there? Step on him. The fungus, the flying things, fungus gnats. There's a little tiny gnat flying around, and they like to live on or in or around your houseplants. They actually live in the dirt of your houseplants. And so they're hard to find. You see them flying around the house. They're attracted to your iPad, your screens, the TVs, the windowsills. They're attracted to light. And so they're coming, they get in your face and kind of, come on, get out of here. And usually it's onesie twosies. It's not like swarms. It's onesie twosies flying around. And so those are more difficult to deal with. The easiest way, the most organic way, is with sticky traps. They actually make basically a yellow sheet of paper. It's a little fancier than that, but it's a yellow sheet of paper with some sticky stuff on it, and it's on a popsicle stick. And you just kind of stick it in the soil. And when these flies come up out of the ground, so they live in a maggot stage or a worm stage most of their life, they come up, emerge out of the soil. They start flying around to do one thing, to lay more eggs, find a mate, kind of keep the thing going. And they're attracted to light. So they come up and they go, oh, look, go to the pretty light, the yellow trap. And you'll just see little tiny gnats stuck on this yellow piece of paper. It's highly effective. Unfortunately, it doesn't get to the real problem. You've got maggots in your soil. That's no good. So we really need to treat the soil to keep the bugs out of the ground. And so they stop flying up at it. We can break the cycle. That it will mitigate them laying some eggs, keeps them out of your face when you're reading your newspaper in the morning with the iPad. But just get rid of the maggots. And so there's a granular, you sprinkle this systemic bug killer base called systemic insecticide, sprinkle on there, water it in, and it goes right to the soil layers and takes out the insects, larva stage and all, at all stages, takes them right out. And it protects your plant for several months thereafter. It keeps them out of the soil. And then it also protects if there's aphids or woolly apple aphids or other things, mealy bugs that can come up on that plant. It inoculates that plant so they don't come back at you either. So there's a twofold benefit. Gets rid of the fungus gnats right now. So that I've treated my houseplants in my office with this systemic granule. Just kind of sprinkle it on, watered it in, close the door, came back that evening and says, all is well. They were all gone. So I'll probably stick a few sticky traps tonight when I go home, just to kind of make sure they don't come back. It's almost a monitoring system. So I know they're not there. That's how you take care of bugs safely. And if you need more help, come see us at the garden. This is what we do for a living. Be glad to walk you through it and keep it perfectly safe. Throughout the week, Lisa and I camp out here at Waters Garden Center. We love talking to fans of the show.
Hi, Waters with this week's plant of the week, our True Blue Fat Albert Spruce.
At just 15 feet, this is the ideal evergreen for small gardens, excellent in front yards with limited space.
The color is so blue all year long with the perfect evergreen shapes
dense, durable, and loves the sun, so it works well as a windbreak, screen, or sound barrier, and only found at
Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott, where people who love the perfect blue spruce love to shop.
If you want a more fruitful garden, increased success in landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Top 10 Garden Podcast. Years of tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts are guaranteed to make your gardens nicer than ever. Listen to this podcast or read Ken's weekly garden column by visiting watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com. Thanks for tuning in.